Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem of Crypto episode 239. Today is Thursday, August 30th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish.
And we are in here.
Day. We are.
Peace and hair grease. D Truth, what's up? Little John Siebert, Moni Love.
Banger Committee, Crypto Q. What's going on, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, good morning. Broad next. Cornelius, what's going on? For the free Satoshis, what do we have?
All right, so for our free Satoshi winner, shout out to Michael the Jedi. Thank you for your comment in response to our question about how would you get your alma mater, your college, or a local community college to have blockchain courses. We discussed how 42% of the top 50 colleges have a blockchain course. So what would you do to get it at yours? Shout out to Michael for saying his alma mater is Kansas State. Shout out to Kansas State Wildcats. He's basically saying talking to alumni and the people with deep pockets because they always want to be number one, whether it's in sports or whether it's in school. You know, alumni always want to be number one. So that would be a good way to get some funding behind a blockchain course. If you can kind of say, hey, this is the future. We're, creating the best people. You should fund it. So good comment there, and those free Satoshis are on the way.
Here we go. Milto said, hey, Professor Zay. There we go. Air Coins, what's going on?
What's going on?
Thanks for answering that again. Who was that who won?
Michael the Jedi.
Thank you, Michael the Jedi, for those comments.
Thank you.
All right, top story. I'm sure you all saw it yesterday. Yahoo Finance integrates Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin trading.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. A lot going on. While statistics are available on the platform for other digital currencies like Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, or EOS, they currently do not have buy and sell options. However, the integration of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin has been added to the platform. A lot of people are saying this is a big step for mass adoption in the crypto space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Yahoo Finance, this has been a long time coming. They've had them listed, just the ticker price, which is always the first step. This is why we discuss it in the news, because if you have the first step, they usually don't just stop right there. They, of course, they're going to have a way for you to purchase it. But it is good to see that they left out a few of them. Like Bcash, Ethereum Classic, EOS. They have the statistics, but they're just not listed. So they don't have buy and sell options yet, which is good simply because I don't think they're as developed projects as the other three that were named. So good to see from Yahoo Finance, and they're coming around. Everybody's coming around.
Right.
That's what happens in the bear market. People
are working.
People are working. So good to see from Yahoo Finance, and I'm sure that will help with adoption with everything else.
And here in the story also says, goes back to in March, the Japanese arm of the internet giant Yahoo said will also open a cryptocurrency exchange in April 2019 or later. Of course, they're waiting to see when this price is going to jump up and this is a good time to open exchange.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I mean, as Bitcoin, they say, this is big news. This is why we talk about some of these trends. When you talk about them adding ticker symbol, I didn't see this coming for Yahoo to do. Yeah, somebody said, who was it? Torrent J Playlist said Yahoo stock is about to go up. Exactly. Why not? Yahoo has been like kind of dead in the water for a while.
Oh man, Yahoo Mail,
right?
People had Yahoo email.
Some people still use it. And for the people who still use Yahoo Mail, just to let you know, you've already been hacked. Like literally, everybody.
A few times.
Everybody under Yahoo's mail has been hacked already.
Yeah.
So no, it's a good thing that they're doing it, and of course, as we always say, companies, competitors, countries, they like to see who did it first. Like to go ahead and see, what didn't work, and then kind of manipulate it for their own using. So I'm sure we'll see other platforms do it as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if Google had an integrated trading platform right there on the browser or something, the Chrome browser?
Man, yeah.
So
ridiculous. Yeah. And on top of that, it's funny too because Yahoo Finance has been known to not do anything. Like they basically just put out news, just do whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we get into this game. Blockchain stimulus package, people. We keep telling you every time. As soon as you mention anything, blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto, boom, here comes the money. So
there it is.
Yeah, it's pretty predictable, but good to see because it's getting to a point now where you have to do it, and that's the point you want to be at in your history, is where people don't have a choice.
Right. Alec G, what's going on? Blockchain Shuja, hello, life lessons. There we go.
Alec G, what's up, brother?
Alec back in the house. California state legislator passes bill to establish blockchain working group.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, Cali. You need to figure out how to get on this.
Yeah, they're kind of slow, man.
Right?
What y'all doing?
California, well, they worry about the medical industry right now.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
California's AB 2658, a bill that calls for the establishment of a working group on blockchain technology. I can't believe you actually need a bill for a working group on blockchain tech. We've already had a working group going on for a while. has passed both houses of the state legislature and will now head to the governor for approval. According to public documents, the bill would define blockchain as, quote, a mathematically secured, chronological, and decentralized ledger or database, and requires the Secretary of the Government Operations Agency to form a blockchain working group on or before July 1st, 2019. Again, you don't need... This is the problem now. This is why we have crypto, because you don't need a bill to go through Congress and the House, the House and the Senate or the state legislature, just so we can have a working group. There's plenty of blockchain working groups going on in California right now.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to get into the idiotic portion of it, go back to that quote. For the purpose of this chapter, blockchain means a mathematically secure, chronological, and decentralized ledger database, though this definition is temporary and will expire by January 2022.
Right.
How does the definition of blockchain expire there is no expiration date for this. This is how you know regulators are out of touch with the new market, because open source technology that can't be changed or it can't be altered or manipulated, you don't change the definition of it January 2022. You don't just pop up one day and then say, okay, well now blockchains mean a private controlled database, blah blah blah. That's an electronic record. No, that's idiotic, and that goes to show that whenever people get involved with the technology, they have their own way of doing it. They have their own, goals in mind. I don't know what the goal is here if you're trying to change the definition in the future. And also the fact that this team will be formed by next year. I mean, this is pretty early news. It's going to take a whole year for you to get people in the tech industry related fields. Hey, you can email us. We can give you a list of people, including ourselves, right now, and we can get it going in California. But yeah,
and they're saying, per the bill, the group should consist of participants from both the technology and non-technology industries, as well as appointees with a background in law and representatives of privacy and consumer organizations. So I assume if you haven't made $5 million yet, why are you at the table? Hopefully it's not like that, but of course it wouldn't be surprised. Also, when they say they want participants in non-technology industries, I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. If they still had a lot of importance or owned a large percentage of the stake in the game, we wouldn't be having this working group formed anyway.
Yeah.
If you're from a non-technological industry, I feel like you shouldn't be at that table.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be paying attention to the working group itself to see how it can benefit your business or your industry. But at this point, what industries don't use technology? So that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
The group should also include the state chief information officer, the director of finance, or their designees. So that means they're going to sit in their executive assistants. One member of the Senate and one member of the Assembly. Again, as Bitcoins, they said, they're looking at the year 2020. They have the submissions in, which is crazy.
So they got a year to form it, then they got a year to submit their report. People, bureaucracy takes time. It takes them so long. You cannot wait for these people.
This is why there's no point even having a working group.
Yeah, like, well,
in 2020, the happening is going to happen. This whole crypto's going to be a totally different landscape.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Just think 2 years ago, and then think 2 years from now how different things will be, and this group will just be getting formed. Like, come on, man.
2 years ago today, and this is just a guess. Somebody can check it, but I'm pretty sure 2 years ago today was August. What Bitcoin was at $480.
Yeah.
So are we really going to take another 2 years into 2020?
Yeah.
You understand how much Bitcoin's going to be worth, if it all goes well, it'll be worth so much that in 2020, we might not even have a state legislator to report to.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be Roger Ver we're talking to or Bittrex or whoever else is out here in Cali telling them about our working group. This might not even be here by then. So they also said that, let's see, the report should include recommendations for modifications to the definition of blockchain. Again, as Bitcoin said, why are you trying to modify what it is? What it is? We're not going to modify it. Yeah. And for amendments to other code sections that may be impacted by the deployment of the blockchain technology, in particular, use cases of blockchain in state government and California-based businesses. The risks, including privacy risks associated with the use of blockchain by state government and California-based businesses. The benefits associated with the use of blockchain by state government and California-based businesses, and the legal implications associated with the use of blockchain by state government and California-based business. With the exception of the last one, because everyone knows you can interpret laws and legal rules different. The first 3, we can have that ready to you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like tops.
Well, you need a whole year.
You want to use the use of blockchain state government to track how you spend our money and how you get away with being private government employees and we're public citizens.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, that we can fix that for you quick. But again, this is one of those things where
it's regulators regulate.
You know what? I don't want to say this, but this is the only good way I could think of saying it. And remember, I used to play sports. People, as did Bitcoin Zay. So this is one of the old ones from the coach. And it's a military thing. They circle jerking us. All right, like straight up, like it's a circle jerk. They're just trying to get you to waste time. I mean, they're talking about until 2020, people.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. Yeah, the only regulators I trust are Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Too funny.
Y'all can get out of here with that.
I love it. Shout out to Crypto Tide. Thank you for the tip. Crypto Tide says support for the culture,
Appreciate
quality
that.
information, guys. I'm trying to make the Black Blockchain Summit in DC also have to finesse the job. Go ahead, do some finessing there.
Do what you got to do.
Crypto Tide, thank you. Yes, keyword is decentralized. They seem to forget that every time.
Oh, man.
Now, another country who's taking a more aggressive approach to the crypto side of things, they're not calling for working groups. It looks like Russian lawmakers are suggesting gold-linked cryptocurrency for arms exports. A senior Russian lawmaker has suggested that Moscow should turn to cryptocurrency backed by gold for payments in Russian arms exports to evade financial sanctions from the West. That's how you use new technology.
Hey,
it's not by forming a working group for 3 years later.
Yeah, those last 6 words were everything. To evade financial sanctions from the West.
What's going on in Russia?
Oh, man. Well, big picture, let me describe it to you. The U.S., our dollar is not backed by anything physical. We have the best military, and we have the ability to sanction countries and basically bankrupt them.
Sanction.
However, that sanction only comes with the strong arm of the military if the countries say, well, you know, if they're going to sanction us, we'll listen to what you say. But now you have countries like Russia saying, yeah, we're not going to deal with sanctions. Turkey, same thing. We're not going to deal with sanctions. They have the most Bitcoin, or the highest percentage of people who have Bitcoin. So same thing is happening here. Looks like Russia is like, well, forget all this sanctions from the West. We don't care about you sanctioning us anymore. We will have a crypto backed by gold, and that gold will be from the UK, I believe. I believe, let me look through real quick. The Royal Mint Gold, which is the $1 billion backed, or $1 billion worth of gold that will back the cryptocurrency.
Just make sure we can get it from Canada.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of those things where people are starting to say, we don't care. I mean, it's sort of like the China banning, and after a while, people got immune to it. In the real world, sanctions, people are starting to say, all right, man, whatever, U.S. Y'all sanction everything you don't like. Forget y'all. We'll just figure out our own way. And Russia looks like they're doing it, and they don't listen to people. They don't form working groups and have kumbaya sessions and try and figure out. It's like, well, if this works for us, it's gonna work. So, shout out to Russia for not being weak, but at the same time, in the U.S., hey, start paying attention. That's all I got to say.
Right, and it's one of those things where not even state-sponsored governments. A big part of where this was used, you can see on Wikipedia, or what was the other guy who was basically giving out the information from NSA? Julian Assange, or some of these guys, WikiLeaks, excuse me. These people, when they're trying to provide us with information about what our government was doing, they couldn't use banks, they couldn't use PayPal, they couldn't use credit cards. They had no way to get money. You're essentially sanctioning our own citizens, and then they turn to cryptocurrency. You remember he sent a thing out, was it late last year, he thanked Bitcoin for being there when PayPal and all these other payment services were. So, the sanctions, this is about to be a thing in the past. Yeah. You are not going to stop people from using money. Money
not gonna happen.
Has no team, it has no side, it's just there. Either you have it or you don't. And crypto is going to allow that to happen. And again, it's a slippery slope because there will be bad actors, but there's bad actors in everything that happens. So there'll also be a lot of good ones who's going to use it for the right thing. So
and China called out bluff in '73 with the gold, and it looks like people starting to call out bluff with these sanctions because they're basically every country that gets sanctioned or is on the list that may be sanctioned for whatever they do, they just go straight to a crypto and they just say, well, we'll have our state-backed crypto. And honestly, The devil you know is better. And, you know, if you don't know, if you know you can sanction somebody and you might have to go to war, we've been through that. We know how to deal with that. We don't really know how to deal with a country saying, well,
we don't
you
need
can take your
money.
sanction and shove it because
Right.
we don't need your money now.
Right.
You know, we don't know what to do with that. We have ways of dealing with that, but you can't kill every dictator and go to every country and fight. So,
Right.
like somebody said, we're going to be like a chicken with our head cut off running around trying to sanction every country. So,
And again, this isn't like an anti-U.S. rhetoric, of course. You know, we live here, we love it and all that good stuff, but this is an anti-policy.
it's historic facts.
Right. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
I don't care if they have the most terrorists in the world or we're about to go to war with them. I don't want the sanctions to happen because it's a slippery slope. Someone else was sanctioned back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder what group of people in the United States that were.
Yeah.
That is a slippery slope. Everyone should have access to money. Yeah, and I mean, hey, we're going to learn the hard way that this is not going to work. And I mean, I already know where we're going to fall back on. The good old U.S. military,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. That's what we back by.
That's what we always fall back on. So there it is.
So if they do have a crypto ruble coming, or if they do have a gold-backed cryptocurrency for arms exports,
Trade it.
can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's a free market for you. So
It is. India eyes state digital currency to cut $90 million banknote bill. Wow, what's going on in India?
oh man, yet another reason governments want to use cryptocurrencies, even if it's their own central backed digital currency. It costs way more money. Whenever you see these reports about Bitcoin using too much energy, I was reading a report. Bitcoin could 10 times the amount of energy it has now, and it would still only be 2% of the energy in the world.
Oh, no one
There's
wants to talk about
way
that.
more energy used. Exactly, way more energy used to mint physical cash because you have to do it over and over. It's an annual bill. They have to pay it, and it's costing them, you know, $90 million alone to do it. So if they can save money on that side, that's another use case for a cryptocurrency or digital currency, I should say. The CBDCs, I believe they will put 1.3 billion people at risk of being under more government control. However, hopefully the people can do something about it, maybe change things or revoke, but I seriously doubt it. But CBDCs, what was it, 3 months ago, I think we first saw the word.
We first heard the word. Now it's and we said it when we first saw it in the one article. It was like mentioned, what, 8 to 10?
times?
Yeah,
Yeah.
8 times in one article.
And
we were like, this is about to be something. If they're doing it that hard in one article.
Get used to the words.
But, you know, one thing to remember about CBDCs, I believe it was one of the economists, I can't remember his name. It's an economist and someone else already came out. Of course, the St. Louis Fed came out. But the CBDCs, not only will they not work, it's going to have an adverse effect. And I think it'll actually be good if they do it for mass adoption. Because if a bank launches a CBDC, then yes, will you get the Ned Flanders and Diddley gang? Of course, they're going to buy into it.
They have no choice.
But it's also going to legitimize cryptocurrency, virtual currency, digital currency, wherever you call it. It will legitimize it. And once it does, people have to learn it. They're going to say, all right, what's going on? They're going to look more into it. They're going to be like, well, if you're just copying the same thing Bitcoin is doing,
then I'm just
And of course, this was going to happen. The governments of every country, whether it's Iran doing theirs, Turkey, Venezuela, even the U.S. and Russia, they're going to say, well, the only way you can buy these supplies, buy this stuff, is if you use our CBDC.
Yep.
Which, of course, if it comes down to that, then fine. You have your Bitcoin, you have your other cryptos that you like, and you buy enough of the CBDC to pay your bills. The same thing we do right now with cash. And then you keep the rest in a decentralized crypto.
Oh, yeah. And if your identity is tied to your money, meaning like we said with China with the social score and India maybe doing the same thing with the CBDCs, that's very bad.
They're going to try to write into law.
Very bad.
They're going to try to write into law.
Don't want to see that happen. However, like we've stated before, a lot of these governments, a lot of these banks, a lot of these institutions will eat themselves because they only do what they've been doing. But this is totally different. This is a black swan event, people. You got to understand, like, Bitcoin wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to be a development at some point.
Right.
So this plan, I think, for CBDCs has been in the works. However, Bitcoin wasn't supposed to be possible or to happen. So they have to deal with the market. And if the market chooses, hey, Bitcoin is way better, more freedom, I don't have to answer to my government, that's what you'll see, and people will start leaving. I think that's another thing. Some of the smartest minds are already leaving their home countries because they don't trust in the technology, but they will at some point. So,
and another thing when it comes to printing or minting physical cash, the one thing people haven't talked about too is how much germs we're saving on.
Oh,
people,
man.
We're gonna be a lot healthier. Physical cash is dirty.
Yeah.
It's nasty. You don't know where that dollar bill came from or where it's been. They're not putting it through cleaners and stuff. You know, it's getting passed around.
People, oh yeah, you need $1? Oh man, what are you doing?
So you know, they talk about all this stuff. How come no one's talked about how much healthier society would be without fiat currency?
Oh man,
I think that's important.
There's a lot of use cases.
You know,
at the very least, crypto will make people change.
Jizzy Mac, that was a very funny statement, and it's probably true.
Yep.
Oh yeah, everybody's saying that. Okay, anyway. Cyber if you're watching us live on YouTube, or you go back and check out our YouTube for those on the podcast, you can see the comments right now. Pretty funny comments. Cyber thugs threaten cheap air with a smear campaign and Bitcoin extortion scheme.
Word.
We're going after some companies now.
Yeah.
Online travel agency Cheap Air has been threatened with a smear campaign on social media unless it pays a ransom in Bitcoin. The threat, which was received last weekend, demanded a ransom of US $10,000 in Bitcoin, or approximately 1.4 Bitcoin at current prices. Failure to do so, the threat stated, will result in a campaign aimed at damaging the company's relations with its customers. I don't know how much I believe it, because $10,000, if you only ask for that, damage on. I want to kind of see what you're going to do now.
Yeah, and that's what they said too. They were like,
it was like, you're not even asking for enough for us to take you serious.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, we're not paying. They said, we're not paying these cyber thugs. We're letting you know this in advance. So if you see any unusual social media activity, you've gotten a full picture of what's going on. That's all they had to do, really, which is good, because most of people that get hit with this, the smaller companies may give in because it's only a couple hundred.
That's what I'm talking about. Cheap Air. That's what we like to see. This is warriors over here, all right?
Oh, yeah.
We're not giving in. Hey, go ahead, smear campaign on. If anything, you'll bring more attention to Cheap Air, and people will realize how low these prices are.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, do what you got to do. But Cheap Air, I'm sure social media, people wouldn't see it. I mean, if you're going to do a smear campaign on social media, people will look and be like, okay, why are they talking about their own employees? Or why are they saying this on their account? Obviously, they were hacked. So sort of a bad plan on the ransom part of it, or the hacker part of it. Should have came with something more. Should have found charges on the CEO or something. I don't know. But a smear campaign on social media.
Or, hey, I got to throw this in there, people, all right? Like, also a good marketing person at your company could say, hey, what if we try to smear campaign ourselves? Yeah. Because a lot of people didn't even know Cheap Air accepted Bitcoin and crypto. Yep. Hey, what's a better way to let them know, to tell people that we've been ransomed money, we've been threatened, get the attention of the crypto community on our side, get the attention of the law enforcement, everyone on our side, and to let them know that we're not going to give in these cyber thugs, and we still have these cheap prices. Hey. It's a win-win situation anyway for Cheap Air. Oh, yeah. And for $10,000, I wouldn't be surprised if it was internal, because they know the government's not going to come looking for anybody to ask for $10K. Oh, yeah. Right? That's a good plan.
If you need a marketing plan, go talk to King. Because
if I'm ever working at a company and something go down, you're be like, I don't know if this really happened.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that
one. Jonathan W. That's what's up. Jonathan W. said, I'm going to start coming to see you guys on YouTube from here on out. Is lit in here. Yes. Yeah. Listen, our crypto warriors are very intellectual people, and they are hilarious at the same time.
Absolutely.
Can't go wrong with
Best community on YouTube.
There it is. All right, and last but not least, something we love talking about with Professor Zay over here. Are you gonna have the wheelchair with a Z on it?
Oh yeah.
University.
I already got the head for it. Oh yeah,
that is true. University of Malta launches blockchain and DLT scholarship fund. What is going on at University of Malta?
Oh yeah, well it looks like Malta.
It's be an amazing place to go.
I was about to say, it looks like Malta is they're showing you who they are. They're telling you, we're going to let companies come here, OKX, Binance.
They're going to turn out.
They're going to operate.
They're going to turn out all right.
They're going to operate here. They're going to pay us our taxes. We're going to use the tax money in order to fund the universities, so then we can get good employees to work at these companies and then create other companies. That is how it's done, people. Malta basically is a safe haven for crypto blockchain companies, and now they are targeting their students with the ability to learn about blockchain and different distributed ledger technology, as they call it. They have this scholarship fund, which is worth over $350,000,
nice,
which is really good to start off with. And the good thing is they'll be learning about law, finance, engineering, split over 3 years, and all these things go into a blockchain course or degree. And that's what we've been trying to tell people is the best thing about this space is, before I got into it, I wasn't that deep in law. I didn't know very much about the finance world. History-wise, I loved history. I loved engineering, stuff like that. But you find all these other subjects that you have to learn in order to know exactly what you're doing. you learn by default. So it's good to see Malta doing that and putting education at a premium, because this is how you attract. Think about a 15-year-old kid who loves blockchain technology and wants to work at Binance, something like that. He can go to Malta, learn after high school, work for that company. Maybe they have an internship program. Who knows? This is how you build successful blockchain communities. So shout out to Malta.
Yeah, shout out to Malta. And you know what? And to piggyback on that, this is, again, you know, Bitcoin, they said perfectly, disheartening word. This is what's disheartening about all the state governments, which is why I'm not saying blood in the streets, wherever, you know, I always say tar and feather, but this is why right now a revolt is necessary on a global scale.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is no reason why every government in the world right now should not be adopting this same game plan.
Yeah.
Why is the United States, why is Russia, why is Turkey, India, Iran not, instead of trying to figure out how to regulate it, instead of trying to figure out how to keep people away from it, or develop your own CBDC or your own Sharia compliant ICO, why don't you just say, hey, we have a working product, decentralize it. I mean, we know why, but we have a working product. Let's start accepting this. Let's start growing companies in this field. Let's start giving scholarships to schools so we have people to work in these fields. That's going to solve the unemployment rate in every country. I mean, it'll solve everything overnight.
Yeah.
But of course, I guess for the powers that be, that's, you know, hey, that's not enough money for them or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit their agenda.
It doesn't fit their agenda.
But there's no reason why every country should not be doing exactly this. Do you understand how much further we'd be right now?
Yeah. I mean, we give grants for everything except education for the biggest part. We have the most students in student loan debt. You have a bunch of kids who are going to college.
We're still writing checks, people. We're still writing checks.
Yeah, you got a bunch of kids that just started college 2 weeks ago, and they're about to amass the most debt they ever have in their life, all before the age of 22, 23, which is ridiculous. When in reality, if the future is going towards blockchain technology, you could definitely have, like we stated yesterday, you could have blockchain courses at community colleges. You could have grants for blockchain classes, because this is the education portion of the life cycle of Bitcoin. People heard about it, people have maybe used it a little bit, but they need to learn about it. And kids, they really want to learn about it. Every group of high schoolers or college students I've spoken to love it. They want to use it. They're thirsty for knowledge. But where can they learn from? Usually, you know, maybe online every now and then, but in person usually helps, because they have a person they can talk to, ask questions. And this is good for University of Malta, because they're gonna have a big blockchain hub. Wait 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Man, they're gonna have some of the best developers in the world.
They about to have a whole slew of mansions in there and all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And when I come to Howard, that's exactly what I'm gonna tell their computer science people.
Right.
Why don't y'all? You should
What are
be
you
applying
waiting
for a
on?
grant right
What are you
now,
waiting?
so you can have a blockchain hub academy.
Listen.
And you could pump out 100, 200 developers a year. You take over the market.
I give people the Trump statement, the President Trump statement. What do you have to lose?
Yeah.
Like, you ain't doing nothing. Same old school.
You sit on the couch. You ain't going to.
You've been ranked number 124 for the last 13 years. Like, come on, do something different. Moni Love says, it's exciting to see how many more companies accepting crypto than last year. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you. For those who haven't heard our story, really quick, when Bitcoin Zay first started coming out of Cali, we had a gas station right next to the place we were at, literally, you know, nothing crypto in there. He went in there every day asking about crypto stuff.
Wore Bitcoin t-shirts.
Bitcoin stuff, wore the Bitcoin t-shirts and hats. Next thing you know, they got a Bitcoin ATM in there. And now it's like in that area, a bunch of Bitcoin ATMs have popped up in the area. So that is literally what it's about. It's great, and it is exciting to see more people accept it and have it now. And again, that's what it takes. Just every day going out there talking to people about it.
Oh yeah, nothing like doing a Bitcoin class for 3 employees and an Uber driver in the
you
middle
go.
of a gas station.
There we go.
Right in front of the brownies. I'm just leaning on the brownies. Yeah, so you say,
True story, people.
Hey.
Alex Daly. There we go. Alex Daly said Bitcoin to the moon.
That means we're going
that's
up.
good
Alex
stuff.
Daly, you know, whatever he's bullish, it's time to go.
Kevin Hodges said, we are ruled by the wealthy. Power is never conceded willingly. Exploitation is the basis for capitalism. And that's true, and it's unfortunate. So, and that's why, you know what? As much as people like Vitalik Buterin wearing his funny shirts and all that stuff, you know what? I'm glad we have those people out here to hop on these laptops and say, all right, you don't want to, you don't want to make this easy for us, and we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
All right. That's actually pretty good. CryptoQ, we need to make that a day, an official day where we have a day of no cash, ATM, debit, or credit, just to show them how it works. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be tough.
All right. Oh my goodness, everybody jumping. There we go. There we go. The game I peeped. Before we leave, 46 viewers, only 14 likes. Smash that thumbs up, people. Yes, go ahead and smash that like and share button, people. We need your help. and support to make this show go wide.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Other than that, what are we doing for free crypto?
Oh, yeah. So, for the free crypto, we see India is cutting their $90 million bill for printing money. What other use cases do you think CBDCs or state-backed cryptocurrencies may have? Of course, they have their drawbacks, but what other things do you think could solve?
Yeah, let's be positive.
Yeah, let's be positive. You know, maybe it could be the environment. Maybe it could be cutting down on loss. Maybe it could be educating people on digital currencies in a roundabout way, and it brings them around to cryptocurrency. Let us know what you think. Put your public address, and we'll send those free Satoshis.
All right. Thank you for watching. And also, we are updated with the podcast. So if you listen to us on podcasts, we're updating. Listen to us on LinkedIn, Google Play, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. Of course, we are updated with all those episodes from this past week. So as always, thanks for listening or watching wherever you do. If you can, we truly appreciate each like and share you can do or each review.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, and you all have a great one. We will see you all tomorrow. Cheers.